Hey yo, what's happening everybody? Welcome back to TWR. I hope y'all are doing well and taking care of yourselves. Man, I it is that time of year. It is getting to be warm out. Ants are getting out of control. They starting to invade my space. And not just my space, they're starting to invade my snakes and my animal spaces, and I'm not appreciating it. I'm not appreciating it at all. So let me tell you, I'm getting ready. Well, I just fed them. I was feeding my African house snakes. I pulled their tubs down because I keep them lined up here. And I got some heat tape up there, as you can see. And I pulled the tubs down and just look. And there was just ants scattering, like hundreds of ants just like scattering, carrying off the little maggot babies, the little larvae, and just trying to take off, man. I've never taken off so fast. I like ran and grabbed some, just like any type of cleaner I could find, and just like sprayed the hell down out of them, man. Just like slaughtered them out and like got it all cleaned out and wiped out. But it's been a growing issue. Like, first, hold on, let me show you this. First, it started off over here. Let me flip this camera real quick. It started off with them trying to get into my frogs enclosure. Now, I noticed there was a trail happening one day, and there was a huge cluster of ants happening right there, and the trail was leading there. So, man, I just got some like hot boiling water and just like poured it all down in this spot, and then just kind of along the glass, just try to kill whatever was inside. And then afterwards, I just like sprinkled some baby powder all around the outside of the enclosure to just kind of create a barrier that the ants wouldn't cross. And so far, it's been great. The ants that were trying to continue to come and go back in and follow their trail in were not able to go. I also set out a little bit of poison that I was trying out, where I took some like borax with some and mixed it in with some like honey or something, and they kind of went for it, and so I looked like they were dying off, and I wasn't seeing them as much, and so I was like, cool. But then those suckers showed back up, right? Like, they just showed back up again right now. Like, not right now, but it's like at some point they showed up over the last like couple of days, because I had just pulled these down not long ago, and there was nothing under there. And so I was pulling them down again to feed and get that glare out from behind me. Pull them down to feed, and then they're just everywhere. So anyway, I ended up cleaning all that up. You can see up here, I cleaned it up, and now I have baby powder just like sprinkled all around the heating pads, man. Like, I really thought that was mostly attracting to the humidity of my more humid animals, because when I've had this happen before, aside from just with the frogs, I've had it happen in previous homes before underneath my more humid enclosures. Like, I go to lift up like I keep saying, the trail of ants, go just lift it up to see, and then just massive amounts of ants. Like, I think I did a video on it way back when. I've had it happen before, so to happen again in my more just like drier climate animals, it was weird. They were just like underneath the heating pad and just like had literally started to go ahead and colonize there. It's rough times, but this is a barrier that I think is working, and unfortunately, it might mean that I'm gonna have to do that around just about all of my enclosures, like maybe along the tracks of anything that's maybe on the ground, like just putting some baby powder on the tracks and like rubbing it up the glass to try to just make a solid barrier to stop the ants from getting in, and then around the vents, the air vents, just to try to stop that, because I mean, my home is not meant for y'all to be coming in here colonizing, man. Like, get out of here. Like, my substrate is not for you. My heating pads are not for you, ants. Be gone. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what y'all are doing to battle the ants. Are y'all battling ants? Is it something y'all are experiencing? Like, I hate this time of year. I mean, I love when it gets warm. I love the summer. I love all the good warm air. But man, I just hate when the ants come. They just start coming, and the first thing they're going for in my enclosure is the first thing. It's like I almost want to switch to like paper. But now after this, like, this wasn't even in substrate. They were literally underneath the heating pads. They weren't like, usually they've always been on my substrate, but this time they were literally just underneath the tubs, underneath the heating pads, which I had actually turned off for a while. They're actually still turned off. They're still turned off because it's been really hot. And when it gets this level of hot, I actually turn off all of my heating pads, and just go ambient. And which I'll do a more in-depth video about that another time. But so I was really shocked to just be like, man, they're just underneath my heating pads. Like, why? Why right here? Why do you feel like this is the appropriate place to start your colony? Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I know we got kids and I got kids. There's only one per me here, and they got stacks everywhere. But like, that's not in here. Like, go colonize in their room. No, no, don't colonize anywhere. But still, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So let me know. And not a long video. Just wanted to share that because it's part of keeping. It's something that I think a lot of keepers end up going through. And this is just kind of how I'm personally battling it. Me and my baby powder. So if you've got suggestions for how you're personally battling it, go ahead and put it in the comments. Somebody's gonna come along who's a new keeper and is like, they gonna start talking about snakes, like, or not really the snakes, but there's some stray. It stresses them out. Is this a stressful situation? So, like, any type of tips or anything you got, put them in the comments because we're all gonna be having to deal with this. If you haven't already, you will, or if you have, you're gonna do it again. You already got some tips in your bucket ready to go. So share them so we can all have some of those and stop battling these ants that are trying to get all up in our reptile stuff. Like, man, get out of here. Anyway, you all take care. Love yourselves. Love your loved ones. Love your reptiles. And you all keep spreading those herps.